special guest with me today. We have Jennings. He's a mentor and coach, real estate investor, creator of the REI Travel Edition Course, author of a step-by-step guide to investing in real estate with $0 down, and documenting his journey from #missions to millions. Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here. This is fun.
Thanks for doing this and putting your time and effort into this. So can you just talk, a little bit, how did it came up that you, for 2011, you said you quit your job, you sold your house, you got married and left the country with your new wife and start working as a missionary. How did that happen?
Yep, all in 1 month.
Wow.
All in that same month. So in 2010, I was actually, I have to jump ahead just a little bit from that, just to like give you the real feel. In 2010, I have what was called the American Dream. I had a big house on 10 acres of land. I was working as a police officer in Wichita, Kansas. So I had good pay, good benefits, good retirement. And I actually ended up going through a divorce, and I was depressed. And I realized like something had to change. I mean, I was like, something had to drastically change. And that's when we kind of like, I started searching for new stuff. And, I met my now wife. We were dating at the time. And it was just like, I got to do something, and I got to get out of this town. I got to get out of this house. I got to get out of this job, like just everything. And so we had just over the course of a year, life kind of changed, attitude changed, felt myself being called into full-time missions. And so I said, I'm game. And so in May 2011, we got married and sold our houses, quit our jobs, and left the country just all at once. Wow. And that's how we got started. Okay. Yeah, so from that point, we've been to 11 countries. We've lived in China for a year. We've lived in Thailand for 7 months. And we've backpacked Italy. We've island hopped all around Thailand. We've done a lot of stuff, and it's been awesome. We've just been free for 7 years.
Wow. And that, I guess that's a beautiful feeling, right?
It is. That's the real American dream, in my opinion. I joke about the American dream because everybody wants a big house and a job that pays well with retirement. But all you ever do is work all week, so you can make money, and then you spend all of your time off fixing up your house. And that's all you ever do. So it's frustrating all at the same time to have that good job and that nice big house. Yeah. Without having all of that, we're really free, which I think is the real dream for pretty much everybody.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. Listen, I just wanted to ask you right quick in between the questions right now, how did you came across real estate? Because you are a real estate investor at the same time. So can you talk about that?
So when we sold everything, we quit our jobs, sold the house and everything, I had bought my house on foreclosure from a bank, and I fixed it up over 3 years while I was living in it. So when I sold it, I actually made $75,000. And I thought, this is awesome, man. I could make a ton of money like flipping houses, but I'm getting ready to leave the country, so I can't do it while I'm traveling. And literally, I just wrote it off. I'm like, maybe someday when we come back and settle down, I'll do it then. And so I just let it go, and we took off traveling. And at that point, I spent the next 6 years trying to figure out how to make money online to continue traveling full time and having the income to be able to do that even after we started a family. But my big question was, like, the driving force here to figure it out was we traveled to different places, and we weren't able to like go out to eat at the nice places, right? Or we could only do so much stuff while we were there because we only had so much money. And then when we were doing missions, it was like we could help these people more if we had more money. So I didn't want to just travel. I wanted to travel well, and be able to do what I wanted anytime. So that was like the drive. What's going to provide that income? And we came back from the States in 2015-16. We were living in Tupelo, Mississippi, and I was running a bike store, a running, biking, swim store, because I wanted to work somewhere where I had the freedom to come and go more, and it was fun to work. I didn't want like a daily grind job, And my wife got the opportunity to teach English in China. And so we kind of pursued that just a little bit just to see what happens. And it turned into a contract to go teach, leaving January 2018 for a year. So 3 months before that, in August, I got an email about a real estate conference going on in Tupelo, Mississippi, where we were living. And I thought, hey, I'll go check it out. And that's where I learned about wholesaling. And all of a sudden, my mind completely shifted, like, holy crap, I don't need to be there to flip a house. I could just buy it, not do anything, and sell it to somebody else. I could do that from anywhere, I think. Like, it kind of got the wheels turning, and so naturally, like those do, they sell you the workshop afterwards. So I ran right to the back and I bought the 3-day workshop. And the next week I was in Memphis, Tennessee, and I did the 3-day workshop, and I learned a lot about real wholesale and assignment and rentals and a whole bunch of other stuff that I've never used. And I came back from that, and it was just like determination. I was leaving the country again in 3 months. So just like before when we sold our house and left the country, and I thought I could make a lot of money in real estate, but I'm getting ready to leave the country, so I let it go. This time I find myself in the exact same spot. I could make a lot of money in real estate, but I'm getting ready to leave the country to move to China in January, 3 months later. But this time I had made the mental shift that this was possible. Somebody showed me that it was possible. And so I went to work at trying to make it happen. And I set up some people, and we moved to China. And the first year and a half, I've done 10 deals. And most of them were from China.
Wow.
So I'm doing it from anywhere.
Yeah, we talked before the interview briefly, about this, like, and if anybody wants to get more in detail, because I think if we're going to talk about, the way the deals are done, it's going to be a long topic. So
yeah.
if people just reach out to you, all the links, guys, if you just look down below, you're going to find all the links that you can contact with Aaron and just ask him more, direct questions, how the deals work and how I can do that remotely, because I love the idea, the way the idea sounds. As I said, if somebody's sitting, in Europe or even in China, and they have an opportunity to invest and make a lot of money in the deals, which Aaron had these people to do those deals, and they made quite a good amount of money, right? So if that's possible, just reach out to him and he will tell you more in detail. So beside that, I want to touch one thing. I know that you make decisions based with this question: will it free me or tie me down? Can you explain that?
I have to be free. That's it. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for retirement and benefits or anything like that. It's literally, will it free my time? That's the way I live my life. So if you say, hey, I want you to come work for me, I'm going to say, what's the job? Then you're going to say, I'm paying you $1 million a year, and I need you in the office 60 hours a week, and you'll have Sundays off. The benefits, we're going to pay you $5 million a year after that, benefits, you'll be fully taken care of. I'll be like, no thanks, not interested. And people are going to be like, what? You want me in an office 60 hours a week? That's not freedom. It's money, but it's not freedom. And what's the point of the money if I have to be in the office all the time? I can't spend it. So it's like when you talk to most people, if you dig deep, you don't really want money just to look at money. You actually want the freedom that money will bring. And when I realized that about myself, that it wasn't about the money, it was the freedom. So that if I'm driving down the street and I see a car that's broke down and I know how to fix it, and I'm on my way to work, I can stop and I can help that person for as long as I see fit and not have to worry about getting fired. That's freedom. So if every decision I make, do you want to do this or do you want to do this? Is it going to free me, free my time to where I can do what I want? Or is it going to tie me down? If it ties me down, I'm not interested.
Okay.
That's the quick version.
Yeah. Because I just want to touch that. But you said the money is still needed to have the freedom, right?
Right. There's a happy balance, I think. If you look at the actual statistics, I think it's like 95% or more will never make over $400,000 a year. And they call it the wealthy 2% for a reason. There's only 2% that ever make that millions, right? Yet everybody's selling you on an idea of, come do this, buy my course, you'll make millions. And it's like, I'm launching a real estate investment course April 4th. but it's not teaching you how to make millions. Can you make millions in real estate? Yes. Real estate has made more millionaires than any other industry, so I mean, like, it's a proven method, but I believe you can tailor that method to meet your dream life. Because, and as a coach, I do the life coach, and with my real estate investment, I bring them together. So like with my course, it's not going to just teach you how to do real estate. I'm going to bring in life coaching, and I'm going to say, like, help you figure out why you're wanting to do it and how to actually follow through with it, because if you say, I want to live on a beach somewhere, like that's my dream. Okay, well, figure out how much it's going to cost and where exactly. Because if you're talking about any beach, you can live on a beach in Thailand like a king for less than $50,000 American. So if you could flip 2 houses in the United States a year, that's it. You'd live like a king on a beach with your toes in the sand, not doing anything else, and crystal clear water on an island. I mean, like, it's beautiful. I've been there 4 times. Thailand's one of my favorite spots. But so like, it only takes 50, 60,000 a year. You don't need millions. If you build a $1 million or multi-million dollar company, a lot of times you end up working a lot harder. You have a whole lot more employees, a lot more expenses, a lot more stuff that could go wrong, right? And to me, then you end up having a high-paying job, and you still just end up working just as hard. So real estate provides the money easily, to where you could just do 1 or 2 deals, 3 deals a year, and using other people to do all of it. Now you're free and you have the money.
Yeah.
You can always scale it up all you want.
You just made a point. You said real estate is easy. Well, what Aaron meant is, for you guys that are watching, it's easy when you know what to do, right?
Right.
That's why he wrote a book. That's why he wrote a book explaining the way to do it. The easy way, because every time you're struggling with something, there's probably some information lacking. So you definitely need to learn some new information to make it easy. And there's some skills have to be, applied with it too. But I just want to touch something when it comes to the real estate, because you wrote the book, The Step-by-Step Guide to Investing in Real Estate with Zero, right? So I just want to ask you, how can someone start buying real estate deals with $0 or euros?
So that book is literally like, I made it simple, because when you look at statistics, most people start reading books and never finish them. So that book is only like 7 pages long. It is just plain and simple. Here is some free things that you would use that would allow you to set up your business structure without spending money, right? So don't go out and like set up an LLC and all this other stuff, right? You just need to get a house and sell it to somebody else and put money in your pocket. Now go set up a business. So start with absolutely nothing. It literally gives you just some free things that you can go in and set up a phone number, your email, and then like some resources to find properties and how to pull your comps and things. And then it goes into literally focus 100% on doing what's called an assignment. So an assignment means that I find somebody that wants to sell their house, and I get them to say they will sell it to me, and I sign a contract, a purchase agreement to buy their house. They're going to sell it to me, I'm going to buy it. We agree, we sign a contract. Now I find somebody else that actually wants to fix that house up and sell it. They want to flip that house. Another investor, right? Or somebody that wants to fix up house to live in it. But I find somebody else that wants to buy it more than I want to buy it. So if I get it for $100,000 from the seller and it's worth $200,000, but it needs, $40,000 worth of repairs, I mark it up $5,000 or $10,000 and I sell my piece of paper to the other buyer that wants to flip it. So I get it, I say I'll buy it for 100, I sell it to this guy for 110. He shows up and buys it from the original seller, so I didn't have to bring any money. And that's how you do a deal with no money. You actually did it under contract saying I will buy it, and then you don't sell the house, you sell your contract, your piece of paper to somebody else, and they show up and buy it in your place. So it allows you to start to flip a house and put some money in your pocket without doing any work other than finding it and then finding somebody to sell it to.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. Did you came up with this idea, or did you, um, you know,
Nope, it's
follow?
not a new concept, but like I was 30, 34, 35, right? I think I was 35. I started my business on my 35th birthday. So I was right before I turned 35. I learned about wholesale and assignment. I had never heard of it before. And like I've built houses in the past. I've been a handyman, you know, and a contractor in the past. So like I've been around real estate, and I thought I needed a real estate license and, you know, all this stuff, just like everybody else thinks. But you don't. You don't need a real estate license. It will actually hurt you when it comes to negotiation, because people look at you like you're just trying to list their house, and now they don't want to talk to you. Whereas if you're just a person wanting to buy their house, now you're just another person, right?
Yeah.
So you can negotiate better to get that house cheaper. And so like you don't need a license to be able to do it. The only money that you may need on doing an assignment deal is earnest money, which means when I say that person, I'll give you 100,000, and they say, okay, I might give them $100 or $500 or whatever to secure that contract to show I'm serious, right? And if you don't have, and so here's the tip that I tell people: if you don't even have $500 to give that person, don't use it as an excuse. Oh, I can't because, see, I told you I need money. I need 500 bucks. He left that out. No, find somebody else who is willing to loan you $500 for 20% of the profit. So if you get it for 100,000, sell it for 110, you make $10,000. Somebody loans you $500, you give them back $2,500, right? So you just let somebody else do that for you, right? If you have to give them 50%, give them 50%. You have no money, right? So it's like all you do is you find something like that. And the next thing, a lot of people think, well, I don't like asking my friends and family for money. Well, that's in how you ask, right? And this is, like you said, there's things you need to know. You know, that book will give you everything just like this. I don't hold anything back to try and get you to buy something later. Everything's in there to where you could take that and you could go do a deal. I'll even give you the contracts that you need for that. So like, I'm not trying to get you to upsell to something else, right? So literally, I just want to see people actually get past their disbelief that this can work. But everything's in that book. But use other people, and it's all about how you word it. And that's a lot about what my course is using other people to do it. So I can lay on the beach in Thailand, and I can have somebody flip a house in America, and I get the biggest chunk of money, and they're getting percentages, and I don't pay anybody until it's all over.
Yeah, but again, at the same time, you have to be trusted, because people now, you know, if you're not a trusted person, if they don't trust you as a professional, you know, in the field, that's it. Even if you're starting, I mean, it's hard to be professional when you're starting, but just knowing the lingo, knowing what to say, you know, and like just when you approach people asking, you know, the OPM is, you know, other people's money, you
Right.
know, leveraging that, you know, with your time, finding the deals and, you know, investing in those deals. But you have to be as professional as possible when talking with those people. And how many people did you came across, like, did you teach that said, listen, I don't want to talk with people? Any advice, you know, for those people that are struggling with talking with it?
I say there's a lot of people that don't like to talk to people. They use it as an excuse. And the reason is we don't know what we don't know, right? And I believe that sales and relation, like knowing how to relate to people and some sales experience, is actually what allows you to be successful in any business more than the business itself, right? Because we've all seen like the Wolf on Wall Street movies, right? Where he could just sell anything. And you're like, holy crap. But then you're like, what do I say to people? And so let me go back to, I want to make sure that the people that go, okay, yeah, there's this book, I need 500 and I get that from somebody else. Let me tell you how to ask that person for money as a example, because I want people listening to have everything they need and not make excuses. So if you don't have the 500, find somebody that'll loan you the 500 for 50% or 20% of the profit after it sells. Now, when you know that that's what you're offering them, that's how you ask them for the money. You don't go to, everybody thinks when I ask for that $500, it's like they're going to be begging their parents. You know, like they go to a friend and they're like, hey, I really don't have any of my own money. You wouldn't be willing to loan me some, would you? Because I got this thing that I'm trying to make some money with, and they feel awkward, right? Don't ask like that. You're offering them a chance to make money. Yeah. People with money like to make more money with their money. You know, if it's just sitting in a savings account, they're getting like less than 1% in America. It's ridiculous. It does nothing. So if you say, hey, I got into real estate investment. I've got a course, I've got a coach, people I'm working with to where I actually know what I'm doing. And I have this house under contract to buy, and I need $500 for earnest money. But what I'm looking for is a partner. I go and find the deal. I'll analyze it. I'll run the comps. I'll do all that. I'll find the good deal, and then I'll negotiate it. And when I get it under contract, the partner, if it's you or whoever, somebody brings the $500 for the earnest money. So I give them $500 for the earnest money, sign the contract, and then when we sell the deal, we make $10,000, and I'll give you 50% of the profit. So I find the deal and I do all the work. You put $500 in, we split the profit, we each make $5,000. If that sounds like something you're interested in, or if you know somebody else that might be interested, like, let me know. Do you know anybody? You see, I didn't actually ask you for money. Yep. But if you're interested, you're going to say, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Right?
It sounds more as a solving somebody's problem. Let's say, listen, the money sitting in a bank is not doing anything, right? There's the interest rate is below zero. So, I mean, let me just help you out, you know, with this, like I have this deal over there. So you just basically helping people to solve their problems, opening the opportunity of the window. And I like the way you pitched it, you know, so I hope people, you know, if you didn't have a chance to write it down, you know, go back and do it.
You watch the replay.
This is powerful. Yeah, this is definitely
listen to the replay. So, yeah, because that's important. The way you talk to people is important. And I'm not here trying to pitch my course. I do have a course, the REI Traveler Edition. I launch it April 4th. But that's part of the reason that I put that course together was because I bought other people's courses trying to learn. And there was so much of that they didn't tell you. Like, how do I ask somebody, right? I figured that out on my own. And like, how do I do this? All the information was there. This is how you do it. But there wasn't like real life, do it this way, right? And so in my actual course, I tried to think about every single excuse that people would have. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't like talking to people. Well, that's kind of the cool thing about doing it from another country. You can't just call people. You know, I mean, China, we were 13 hours ahead of North Carolina. So it was the middle of the night there when it was daytime here, right? I don't just pick up the phone and call somebody. It's all like emails and Facebook groups. Like, connect with people that way. Build rapport by sharing pictures and profiles to where they actually know you better now because they communicated with you through Facebook than if you would have just called them and said, hey, I'm Aaron. You know, this is what I do, right? So, and then I actually put scripts in there. I have suggestions for 100 relationships. And then I put scripts for every single relationship. So I tell you what kind of people to find, where you can find them, and exactly what to say to all of them in email or phone call, Facebook message. Like, the scripts will work for everything. It's like, I wanted to take my own excuses out of it.
Yeah, it's most of the time people are going to be struggling with it. It's just going to be excuses because, like, my wife loves this quote, and it was plain and simple is, you know, if you want something strong enough, you'll find the way. And if you don't have the strong enough wine, you find the reason why to say, you know, it's not working, find, you know, something to complain about. So, you know, if you just gather the mindset, because, you know, all of the stuff that you're hearing right now, it's based, first of all, on the mindset. What do you think about other people? Are the people gonna, first of all, if you go to every person and you already have this face that, you know, like, oh my God, like, he's gonna say no. And I mean, it shows up in your actions, the way you talk, the way you do that. So a lot of that is involved with the mindset. And, you know, like Aaron being a mentor and a coach on that, definitely reach him out, and he will tell you probably how to change that and flip that, you know. because it's a money and mindset thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, can you just tell someone who's starting their entrepreneurial journey into real estate space where they should focus the most at the first place?
Assignment. Like, just plain and simple. Get that book. Jump on my webpage, aaronmjennings.com. I'll give you the book for free. And then I'll actually give you the contracts that you need, the purchase agreement and the assignment contract. So like, you'll have the book, which is just a step-by-step guide of how to do it, and that how to ask somebody to get the money from them and give them a split of the deal, right? And then I'll give you the 2 contracts, and then focus on just assignment only. That's it. If you don't have any money, I revert everything to if you don't have any money, okay? And if you don't have money, you have to put some time in it. There's always a trade-off. Either it takes more time and less money, or more money and less time. So, but I would start, like, get that free book, get the 2 contracts you need. It's going to give you a very clear guide of what you need to do, right? It's not real long sections on how to go and figure out the estimating every repair, right? It's a quick overview and then tells you how to figure out the rest of it. Okay? So you don't have to come buy my course. I tell you, like, get that book and jump on YouTube and look up these things. That will tell you exactly how to do it based on how I tell you to do it in the book. So you can learn it for free.
I would recommend to go on your course anyway, you know, because like you want to you want to do the follow-up. You like, if I'm going to get the book, I'm going to read the step-by-step guide to investing real estate with 0 down, right? And I will be like, okay, this is 9 pages.
Yeah.
So after that, probably I will have some more questions, and it's, you know, more stuff is involved into that. So probably you guys would need more information, and it's good sometimes to go and look online, because there's a lot of, you know, people that are giving, you know, free advice. But again, this guy wrote that book. So if you want to go deeper into this and finding out more, because he's doing these deals, you know, he's just not talking about them, he's doing them. So just reach him out and, you know, do the course, because I think that would bring more value for the people than just reading the book. I'm not saying not get it, but get both.
And that's where I was going too. You're exactly right. I would say when you're first starting out, focus on assignment, get that book, get the contracts, and that's going to give you a very good understanding to where, like, if you're just gung-ho, you could figure it out, but there still is a time element. Exactly, just like you're saying. Do you want to spend, I've talked to guys that did stuff like that, they learned for free, but until you invest a little money in yourself, you're not going to actually do it. You get all free stuff, you just won't do it. Like, I'll give you everything you need to do it, but you still are going to have a hard time pushing through it. And that's where that course is going to come in. It's really going to help you, like, with everything to where I have weekly coaching in there. Like, group coaching is included in the course. So as soon as you buy the course, you know, you get that free book and the contracts, plus all this other information and the systems to be able to use other people and all the extra scripts to do it from anywhere in the world, which freedom's what we're after, not the money. So that's where you're going to find all those resources inside that course. And as soon as you get that, you instantly have access to the group coaching every single week, where I go live, and I'm not just going to keep teaching you more and more and more stuff in real estate that can make you millions and millions with all sorts of different tactics. It's more like questions and answers to what you are dealing with to make sure that you can apply it and succeed now. Because I'm all about, like, showing you how to retire right now instead of waiting till you retire. You know, because living on a beach in Thailand, right? All we need to do is learn how to flip a couple houses from the beach in Thailand right now, and you're retired.
Love it. Love it. I love the idea. Like, I never heard that before. So, you know, like, I just love it. Guys, go and check it out for sure. I'm going to go after this. I'm even going to go and check it out. So listen,
one way or the other, you get to aaronmjennings.com and you can jump on the waiting list, because we launch it April 4th. So yeah, he'll have the link below and you can jump on there. That way, like, we'll shoot you a message as soon as that course is available, so you don't miss out. Because the faster you get started, the faster you'll be sitting on that beach.
Exactly. Take action now, you know, like, mindset. Again, mindset. So, you know, if somebody will want to go a little further, okay, laying back, in Thailand, maybe somebody's like, okay, Thailand is good. Maybe I've been to Thailand before and it's all good, but I want to go and accomplish something big, right? But to do that, you need to stand out from everybody else, because there's a lot of people doing, maybe, working in real estate space. Now it's a popular thing, and like, how could someone stand out from the crowd? Would you give any advice on that, to dominate the market?
Well, my idea isn't to dominate the market, remember? My idea is to be free. Now, here's what you look at, though, because I've had people ask kind of along that same thing. Well, what if I do just want the money? Like, the principles are the same. Every real estate investment course you're going to find, the principles are the same. Okay, everybody's going to teach you how to estimate comps, or how to pull comps and estimate repairs and do this and do that, and the formula to make your offers, right? So you have to decide what level you want to do it on. But even if in the next 6 months you learn how to flip 2 houses a year and live on the beach in Thailand, and now you're like, I want to move into my own mansion in Thailand, up on that hill. All you have to do is scale it up from that point. So that's when you start bringing in virtual assistants, and you start spending money on marketing, and you start bringing in more leads and closing more deals. But the principles through my course are the same. We're using other people to do all that, because mine is specifically showing you how to do it from the beach in Thailand. Whereas other people's courses are going to say, this is what you need to do. You need to go out and find this person and this person. And I'm going to say, this is what you need to do. You need to send these emails to these people. This is how you Google search, right? So I'm telling you how to do it all from right there on the beach, because I'm assuming we're sitting on the beach somewhere. Whereas all the other systems are telling you, go and get an office and start hiring employees and start scaling up that way, because the principles are the same. You're going to use other people. Right off the bat, I'm teaching you how to use other people without spending any money on those people. So when I was living in China, I actually flipped a house in the United States. And this is just, I'll give you a quick example case study. So I bought the house with a hard money loan. You have to have money to put down. I used a private lender, private individual. I offered him an opportunity to make some money at a percentage of the profit. So he funds the down payment in hopes of getting a percentage of the profit after I get a percentage of the profit. So I don't pay him. And now I haven't paid anything for the hard money loan either, because I'm using both of their money. Then I use a local person through Facebook messages and things like that, connecting with people. And then I do a Zoom call with them so I can get face-to-face and get to know them and build some rapport and see if I trust them. And then I got them to actually oversee, like a project manager, the whole flip. They went out and found the contractors. They made sure the work got done. They put the materials together when they needed something. They went and got it. They made sure everything was done. And I just checked up with them every week. Okay, so now they did all the work. They are working on a percentage of the profit. So I didn't pay them anything through the whole thing, right? Now, when that house is done, we turn it over to a real estate agent. The real estate agent sells the place. I still didn't do anything. All the money comes into my bank account, and then I pay people for overseeing the project. I pay back the loans, and I keep what's left. I sat on the beach the whole time. You want to scale that up and make more money? All you do is get more houses with more people running more projects at the same time. But you still do the same thing. All your other real estate courses are going to say, now's the time where we hire employees. Employees means you got to pay benefits. Employees means somebody could, you have to fire somebody. And from what I've seen, when people work for a percentage of the profit, they work harder, because if they get it done quicker and make more money, they make more money because they're on a percentage. So they actually work harder for you, and they try to do a better job because they don't get paid until it's over, and they get paid a percentage. So if you make more, they make more. So it's like, I have no expenses. I have no office. I pay no benefits to anybody. Like literally the stress is zero. I know plenty of other investors that I literally was just out in Nashville, and I talked to a guy out there. He was doing millions or close to the $1 million mark a year wholesaling real estate. He said he had a team of like 20 people cold calling. They had leads coming in like crazy. And he's like, man, honestly, like, I'm not even doing it anymore. I didn't even scale back. We just shut it down. He's like, it was so much work. I was always just running around. People would quit. They wouldn't say what they were supposed to say, because when they're employees, you pay them hourly, and then they get tired of being there. You know what I mean? And the longer you're at something, the more they slack off. So it was like, why would I want that? I may be working for myself, but now he's so burned out that he let it all go. I figured it out ahead of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's the same principles. You just scale them up to go as big as you want.
Exactly. So again, I love the idea and what you mentioned, you know, like, I mean, it's not right or wrong, you know, we're trying to show you guys, you know, like if you want to hire a bunch of people, you know, and pay them, it's a great thing, you know, if you can employ people and pay them, you know, and they're going to be bringing bread and, you know, like food to their home, you know, at the table. That's a awesome thing. But if you want to lay down on a beach and you're like, I don't want a headache of, you know, overlooking what my people doing, or being there all the time, like managing them, then it's painful sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So, and with the technology moving so fast, when everything is becoming, you know, like, look, there's Uber, Amazon, like all these huge companies doing everything remotely, right? There's people like, you know, drop shipping and doing all that stuff. I mean, it's here. So maybe now it's the time to do real estate remotely too. And if that sounds interesting to you, here you go. That's your man right here.
Yep. I'm the only one that built the entire course around like freedom to travel from day one. And what works there too is like some people's excuse or problem is they don't want to quit their job and get into real estate. Well, my course is teaching you how to use other people, right? To do it from a beach, which means you don't have to be on the beach. You could actually be in your cubicle at your full-time job, making your steady paycheck, and you could start working and flipping houses on the side. And then you're like, holy crap, this works. And you quit the job and then you go into it, right? Whereas some other ways of teaching it are go out, find these people, and they're like, well, I have to work. Because I've had students that way. And that was part of my learning curve to create it to where you could literally start right now. Like, I don't want people waiting until they retire. Like, you want to spend more time with your kids, but if you wait, they're going to be grown and gone. You know, I mean, like, if you want to travel the world, you're hoping that you can when you retire. But what if you get sick and you can't travel at that point? Now you wasted your whole life hoping. Do it now, right? Like, my whole thing was do it now. So my entire system is like, start now, and you could literally, the whole thing is formed to allow you to start right where you're at, no matter what your situation, what your finances, and be able to take it to any level you want.
Yeah. Okay. Love it.
That's what's important to me.
That's freaking, like, that gets me excited, because, you know, like, this is when you see something new, and, you know, when you find that, and it feels like, you know, for a lot of people who are watching right now, you feel that's the right thing. And I can feel it's a right thing, you know, for some, there would be a right thing for some people. So definitely go ahead and jump in, take the action out. Don't think it, just go and try the water out, right? Like, see how it is. Get the step-by-step guide to investing in real estate with $0 down. Like, get the book, take some action right now while you're watching it. Don't even finish this interview. Just go and grab the book.
It gets you started. And then on April 4th, I see you inside the course, and we start coaching. You start talking to me every week.
Fantastic. Love it. You listen, because, like, I got this idea and the feeling that you just love traveling. And you said you traveled 11 countries before?
Yep. And kind of, I mentioned the family, right? Family is huge to me, and I know it's huge to a lot of other people. And I realized that my entire life up until starting real estate, I was going to work 40 plus hours a week. If my family's number one, now my kids are really young, 2 years old and 5 years old right now. So I started this, you know, they were like 1 and 3.5. But I wanted to be the one raising my kids. This world is crazy, right? I want my kids to grow up knowing how to help people, like, and not expect anything, just to be able to help people and be free to do that if they choose to, right? But if I teach them to help people, they're going to want to help people. And so, yeah, that freedom is huge. We actually, when my youngest one turned 8 months old in Burma, which is the country north of Thailand, we took 721 pairs of sandals to the hill tribes of North Thailand and Burma. And I didn't have to worry about getting fired. I didn't have to ask anybody if I could go. And I have videos now of my 2.5-year-old giving shoes to kids that have no shoes, right? I mean, like, that sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm passionate about seeing the world and travel, yes, but it's what I can do along the way that makes that really enjoyable and worth it too.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. That's a great, I'm very happy that you brought that up, because there are a lot of people, you know, there's, because of the social medias now and all these platforms are free, people go and see some cool quote, you know, and they're like, oh man, I should just travel the world and just enjoy myself. Like, you know, you can go and enjoy yourself, of course, but you will get bored of enjoying yourself. I mean, you know, like, to live like, to be fulfilled in life, I never felt so good like when I was like enjoying myself versus when I helped somebody.
right.
That gives you the best fulfillment and the best feeling that you can ever get. So
Yeah. And if you don't know me and it's the first time you saw me and it's the first time you've heard that, then go out and research every one of the wealthiest people in the world. They will tell you that you will not make it until you start giving to other people. Giving to other people, like, give back to the universe and it will give back to you. Like, it's like you're saying, that's where fulfillment is, man. I've done disaster relief where we've rebuilt people's houses after floods and tornadoes and things. And exactly, man, the best feelings I've ever had was working for free and sweating like a dog, fixing somebody else's stuff for free.
exactly. So, you know, I had a question that goes after it, but I feel like I'm going to skip it, because the question was family or business and which comes first and why. But can you just give it to the people, because there's a lot of people watching and they think, okay, should I focus on my, like, on a business or at work and get my money right, and then I can take care of my family, or should I pay attention to my family and just, you know, kind of work is the second thing, or which way is the best? You know, like, any advice on that?
So for me, family is number one, period. Now, that doesn't mean that I can just not work, right? But that does mean that I can figure out how to spend the most amount of time with my family. So if you've got a 60-hour-a-week job that pays you $500,000 a year, right? But you say family is most important. Well, right now you're chasing money. 60 hours a week, 500,000 a year. You're missing recitals, you're missing ball games, you're missing those smiles, right? If family was number one to you, you would take a job that had 30 hours a week and made 50,000 a year, because that allowed you more time with your family, right? So, like, for me, it wasn't just how do I stay at home and never do anything and just hang out with my kids. But I do realize that, like, they're number one, and they're going to grow so fast that I'm going to miss it if I try to build wealth before I go or before I stay home, right? And most of us think we're going to go to work and we're going to make a bunch of money and then we'll be able to relax with our family. Look around and tell me how many people you know that have pulled that off. Just come up with two. You can't, you know, I mean, like, I guarantee you don't know anybody that worked for 10 years and then just took off and hung out with their family. They're working 30, 40 years, and then they're having to go stand at Walmart and greet people part-time to supplement Social Security. Like, it is not what we've been told that it would be, right? And so how do you so my approach is, don't focus on building a business or just being with the family. Focus on, how do I make what I need to do what's most important. So, like I said, I only did 6 deals from China last year. Some people are going to say, that's not very much. I'll say, yeah, okay, but I flipped a house in the United States, and I went to Hawaii and to Thailand with my family for the entire thing. I never saw the house. I never stepped foot on it. I never used my money. And I made the biggest chunk of profit. But I rented a private speedboat in Thailand with my kids the whole time it was going on, right? So am I still working? Yeah. but I'm only working like 5 hours a week because I've taken something, because people will say, Aaron, I don't really care about real estate. I don't like real estate. It's like, the reason you're watching this is because you don't like your job either. But you're giving your job 40, 50, 60 hours a week. So how about give real estate 10 hours a week and see if you can replace your job? See, now you've went from 40 hours a week to 10 hours a week and you can make the same money. So it's not so much like family first or job first. You do have to do them both, right? But my whole goal was, how do I figure out how to leverage the internet, right? Because like you said, Uber and all those things, literally, I think Facebook was the oldest at like 11 years ago or something. But within the last 10 years, everything we use has been developed in the last 10 years. Uber, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you know, like all of this stuff, right? So imagine what the next 10 years are going to be. Like, you're carrying your cell phone around anyway. I can do my entire business from my cell phone. I can sign contracts from anywhere in the world. I can get a Wi-Fi signal at every coffee shop known to man, right? So how about sitting with my family on the beach in Florida, or, you know, going and taking flip-flops up to the hill tribes of Thailand, and then coming back to the city and sitting down at a coffee shop while they go walk the mall for an hour or two or go play, and I work for a couple hours. That to me is putting family first, not the job first. I'm still working and I'm still chasing money, right? But my family comes first. So if I don't want to work today because my daughter has a game, I just go to the game. I'll flip houses when I get back, because I'm not trading 20 hours for $1,000, right? Like, I mean, so to me, that's what it's all about. Like, make the job bend to your family, not the other way around.
Yeah, yeah.
Or to your passion, you know, so.
I love it. I love it. Definitely, you know, because there's a lot of people who are watching, you know, and this show, I just basically came up with this idea. Let's make a show about people, bringing all these people like from different fields, you know, like sales, real estate, marketing, like
Right.
any that you imagine. And, you know, because there's a lot of people, I heard a lot of people asking me questions like, where do I start? Like, you know, I feel like the job is not the place where I'm supposed to be like anymore. Like, and everybody's, you know, because the idea was false. It was sold to us.
Yeah.
You know, okay, go and, you know, finish the, like, whatever, 20 years of studying, you know, you in debt already when you finish that. And then you go and work in a coffee shop. Well, it don't make any sense. Like, you know, and like even pursuing that idea for some people who are thought when they were like 7, it was like, I want to be a firefighter. And he became a firefighter because he thought all these years, that's what I want to do. That's awesome, because we need those type of professionals to work in these fields, right? But if you feel like you're stuck, and that's what, I guess that's why you're watching the show right now, like, I don't want to do, like, this technology is here, I'm overwhelmed. What's the one thing I pick? Maybe this is the right thing to pick right now. I mean, just make a decision, pick it, contact Aaron, join the mentorship, join the courses, get the book. You know, because there's so much information going around, and sometimes it's hard, really hard to make a decision.
It is.
You know, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
So
it is, exactly. And I spent over $40,000 on my own personal development the first year of real estate with coaches and courses, because I had shiny object syndrome like everybody else. I bought every course, and every course kind of left me wishing there was more. And then I hired, you know, a $10,000 coach a couple different times. And for the most part, they were good, but they didn't act like they really cared, right? When I get them on the phone, it's like they read over my paper right before they called me. And then it was like, okay, are you doing this? If you're not doing this, I can't help you. And it was like, I don't understand though. And that's why I said I bring my life coaching into my real estate course, because I actually care. And I only work, like, I actually work one-on-one with people too, but I never work with more than 10 people at a time. And the reason I do that, and then I shut it off because it's not about the money for me, 10 people is where I've found that I can keep up with your life, so that I can hold you accountable and push you towards your goals and be actively involved in you getting there. Because I've had coaches that I was their job every Wednesday. And so I don't want you to have to spend $40,000 over the, you know, burning through excuse me, burning through ideas and people trying to get, like you said, everything figured out. You know, if you're here, like he's saying, listen to him. Like, you're here because you're looking for something. Find the right people, you know, and I am one of those people that actually cares about people. That's more important to me than money. That's the reason I feel like my course is so much different. And the reason I think it's going to blow up like wildfire is just because I care and I don't have to fake it once a week when we get on the call.
Oh, Aaron, you don't have to say even that. You know, people sense, you know, when somebody cares about them, and people can sense it, right? Because, you know, you don't chase the money. If you would be chasing the money, maybe the people would be the second thing, you know, like, oh, the job,
Right.
the Wednesday job that I have to do. But now you know, you're chasing that freedom, and you just trying to help as many people as possible to get that freedom, you know, to lay on a beach, or to create the companies, whatever they want to do, right? But like, guys, listen, there is no secret. Like, definitely just pick the one thing and just stick with it. Like, because that's how people fail, you know. They try one thing out, like, oh, I'm gonna try this out, you know, like, they didn't pay much attention, you know, like the problems came in or something. This will happen. This is life, right? But just stick with one thing. Because Aaron is a great guy, you know. You can see that he mentors, he coaches. So, you know, like, at the same time, and teaching you how to invest in real estate and flip the deals, do the deals. So he can teach you the mindset at the same time. Because there's a lot of real estate guys, they don't teach the mindset.
Not at all.
Which is crucial thing, you know. You have to be mentally prepared, like, you know, like, because the emotional fitness is not, like, a lot of people lack that, right? So be emotionally fit, and like, okay, problem's gonna come in anyway. I just have to go through. There's Aaron on my side, you know, he's coaching me, helping me, you know, and there's groups that I can, you know, go and ask them questions all the time. And, you know, it's just great place to be in. So any of you guys that are watching, you know, if you enjoy what you're seeing, go and check it out, you know, join and be part of the tribe, part of the group. So can I just ask you a question? You know, it's kind of personal question, but I hope you know.
I'm an open book.
Yeah. So what's your 5-10 year mission, you know, in your personal life?
I've got a goal to impact like over 1,000 people this year, just to impact their lives for the better. Like, that's my #1 goal. And then right now I'm actually documenting every single day of my personal journey. So it's always just been about freedom for me. This year I realized that I'm capable of a lot more. And so I've been free myself for a while now. My family can do what we want when we want. I don't have to answer to anybody. I can stay and do whatever I want for as long as I want, right? But that whole giving back now, right? I feel like I've gotten to the point where I know what I'm doing. I'm confident in it. And the people that I've helped over this past year, like, they've learned so much, and I've seen, like, just attitudes change, you know, and they're just happier. So that to me is my #1 goal, is changing people this year and helping people free themselves. Like, that's the biggest thing for me. Me personally, I'm scaling up. Remember, I told you it's the same principles, but then we scale them up. So I attended Funnel Hacking Live in Nashville this year, which is all about like online business and automation stuff, right? And so I scaled up to where I wanted to hit a 2 Comma Club award, which means you make over $1 million inside of a funnel for an online business, because I'm doing other things now too. Just more of like stuff that I can continue to do from anywhere in the world. And I'm going to learn those things, and then I'm going to continue to pass those on to people. So I'm documenting my journey for the whole way, so that anybody that has any kind of ideas, like the real estate, getting in the course, you're still going to want to know, like, what do I do each day, right? I'm documenting my journey all year as I accomplish my goals, so that you can jump in, and through the course, you have all the materials to get started. And literally, it's just like one more resource. I go live every single day and tell exactly what I did every day. Like, I'm an open book. So my goals is freeing people, honestly. I have a nonprofit idea that I'm starting towards the end of this year as well, that will help me fund missions and disaster relief things on a lot higher scale than what any church is able to do. And so that's the fuel behind me trying to get that 2 Comma Club award this year, is making over $1 million through my business quite honestly, so I can give a lot of it away. I've found this thing that I know I can do because I have the skills and I have the time. It's something that my family can be a part of, and we can grow and we can serve hundreds of people that will then go out and serve thousands of people in different countries. And so that's my motivation to scale up myself this year. So that 2 Comma Club award is my goal, and freeing people is my goal, and then scaling up the amount of people I can free and benefit.
Wow. Wow. I love that. I just want to say something, you know, like a lot of people probably watching right now, making $1 million. That's a good idea, but giving it away, like, what are you talking about, Aaron? Like, that's stupid, right?
Right.
Like, listen, guys, if you know this guy, go and Google Warren Buffett. Net worth, probably, I don't know, 84 billion. He gave half of his wealth away to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's almost $42 billion away. Because guys, you know, like Aaron mentioned it before, you can live as a king in Thailand for a very small like percent of the money, right? So it's that cheap. So imagine, guys, how much money do you actually need? Maybe you want to be a multi-millionaire, you know, if that's something that you want to be. But the fact is that you don't need a lot of money to live good. So you know, by Aaron giving it away, because he saw he did you went all over the world and you did the mission. You've been a missionary, right? What's the name?
Yeah, missions work and, you know, like rebuilding and helping people. Yeah.
So he already experienced like people having these huge problems, like, and you know, when you're gonna look at yourself, you're gonna be like, man, like all the problems that I thought I have, it's nothing compared to these people. Like people don't even have the shoes like to walk like every day, and I'm wearing these Nikes right now, so that's like, you know. So you know, guys, just you know, because that's where the secret is at the same time, you know, because a lot of people chasing the money, you know, and that's what the show is here for, just to clear all the BS out, all the, you know, Instagram famous quotes and stuff. Like, you know, making money is good, but you know, you have to give something away at the same time too. So I'm happy that you said that, my brother. So can you tell people, you know, how they can, before we wrap up, can you tell people how they can follow your journey and just see what you're doing?
Literally that one link, aaronmjennings.com. You have links to my Facebook, to my podcast, to my Instagram. The REI Traveler Edition waitlist is in there. The free book's in there. You get everything right there in one place.
Love it. Love it. So you can find, guys, all the links going to be down below. As I mentioned before, you know, mentor, coach, real estate investor. Go and check out the Travel Edition course for REI. That's for a Real Estate Travel Edition course. It's going to be launching 4th of
April.
4th
yeah,
of April. Okay.
This coming 4th. So yeah, the April 4th.
It's going to be very soon enough, a couple of weeks. So go and grab the step-by-step guide to investing in real estate with $0. So it was a really pleasure to talk with you, my man, today. You know, and it just brought
likewise.
Insights, a lot of knowledge into my space too. So I'm happy that, you know, you did this interview and just spend this precious time with me. So I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate what you're doing too. Like trying to help people actually get clear and do something. It's huge. Keep doing it. Keep it up.
Exactly. Appreciate it. So that was the Money Show today, guys, with Aaron Jenkins. Please go and check him out on the links down below. Please like and share this video. And if you enjoyed it, please click the subscribe button too. So this has been a Money Show again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.